Hello and how are you? Hey friends, it's Shenandoah Briscoe. Coming to you live right here in St. Charles, Missouri. Yes sir, first state capital of Missouri back in 1821 to 1826. That's right. This here is going to be blog number 276. That's right, 276. Well, I tell you what, there is one of them days. You know them days when you get a frog cut in your throat? Well, I got a frog cut in my throat right now. Name's Kermit. And he got caught in there, and I couldn't get him out. I hacked and I choked and I coughed, but old Kermit wouldn't come out of there, so he thought he'd do the news. Kermit the Frog here doing the news, all the news that is news and what news. Hello, Miss Piggy. Someday it'll happen. Always know the rainbow, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. La-di-da-dee. Alright. Why are there so many songs about rainbows? And what's on the other side? Rainbows are visions, but only illusions, and rainbows have nothing to hide. So we've been told, and some choose to believe it. I know they're wrong, wait and see. Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection. The lovers, the dreamers, and me. La-di-da-dee. Who said every wish would be heard and answered when wished on the morning star? Somebody thought of that, and someone believed it. And look what it's done so far. What's so amazing that keeps us stargazing? And what do we think we might see? Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. La-di-dee, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. All of us under its spell. We know that it's probably magic. Have you been half asleep? Have you heard voices? I've heard them calling my name. Is this the sweet sound that's calling the young sailors? The voices might be one and the same. I've heard it too many times to ignore it. It's something that I'm supposed to be, and someday we'll find it. The rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. La-da-da-dee, da-da-da, da-dee-dee, la-da-da-da, da-da. Oh, someday we'll find it, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. Alright, there you go. That was Kermit the Frog from the Muppet movie. The first Muppet movie. Yeah. Kermit the Frog. That's where he started his debut, out there in a lily pad. On a lily pad in the pond. Just paddling around with his little banjo. Banjo-leo, banjo-leo. Speaking of banjo, that reminds me of a feller that used to sing a lot of songs, whole bunches of them. Don't know if I got enough lyrics on him. I'm gonna try. Give me a second. Well, alright, this one was inspired by his wife Cleta. Jimmy Driftwood was a school teacher, and he was having trouble with his history class and his students understanding the Civil War. And so, what he done was he wrote a little song about it, because his wife said, "You know, Jimmy, you're always writing songs. Why don't you just write one on the lesson, and maybe the kids will be able to pick up on it?" And so this is how it came about, and this is the song. Well, in 1814 we took a little trip along the Colonel Jackson and down the mighty Mississippi. We took a little bacon and we took a little beans, and we caught the bloody British near the town of New Orleans. We fired our guns and the British kept coming. There weren't as many as there was a while ago. There was a while ago. We fired once more and they began a running, and down the Mississippi to the Gulf of Mexico. Well, I seed Moss Jackson walking down the street, talking to a pirate by the name of John Lafitte. He gave John a drink that he brung from Tennessee, and the pirate said he'd help us drive the British into the sea. The French said, "Andrew, you'd better run for Pakenham. Pakenham's a-comin' with a bullet in his gun." Old Hickory said he didn't give a dang. He's gonna whip the britches off the Colonel Pangantang. Well, we fired our guns and the British kept a-comin'. There weren't as many as they was a while ago. We fired once more and they began a-running down the Mississippi to the Gulf of Mexico. Well, we took a look down the river and we seed the British comin', and there must have been 100 of 'em beating on the drums. They stepped so high that they made their bugles ring, while we stood by our cotton bales and didn't say a thing. Old Hickory said we could take 'em by surprise if we didn't fire the muskets, still we looked 'em in the eyes. Well, we held our fire till we seen their faces well. Then we opened up with squirrel guns and really gave 'em well now. We fired our guns and the British kept a-comin'. There wasn't as many as they was a while ago. We fired once more and they began a-running down the Mississippi to the Gulf of Mexico. Well, we fired our cannon till the barrel melted down. So we grabbed an alligator and we fought another round. We filled his head with cannonballs and we fired his baton. And when they touched it, and we powdered his behind. And when they touched the powder off, the gator lost his mind. Well, marched back home, but we'll never be content till we make Old Hickory the people's president. And every time we think about the bacon and the beans, we'll think about the fun we had way down in New Orleans. We fired our guns and the British kept a-comin', but they wasn't as many as they was a while ago. We fired once more, and they began to running on down the Mississippi to the Gulf of Mexico. Well, they ran through the briars and they ran through the brambles, and they ran through the bushes where the rabbit couldn't go. They ran so fast that the hounds couldn't catch 'em on down the Mississippi to the Gulf of Mexico. We fired our guns and the British kept a comin', but they wasn't as many as they was a while ago. We fired once more and they began a running on down the Mississippi to the Gulf of Mexico. There you go. Hey, I was reading it as I was going, so you have to bear with, and you know, that's the only song they had, the only Jimmy Driftwood song they had, so that was what I had to go with. I was thinking he had some other ones, you know. I know he's got some other ones. Some of them I even know. Well, looks the lick the ladle and a dine and wreck the cradle, and it's farewell, my Susie gal, goodbye, my honey. I'm sitting in the corner and I guess I'm a goner. It's farewell, my Susie gal, I'm gone. Well, I've got a wife around here that's got corns on her toes as big as goose eggs. But that don't affect her appetite none. She can eat a gallon of molasses and she can eat a dozen biscuits and a gallon of molasses any old sitting down. Well, we ran out of some biscuits and molasses, so my wife had sent me on down to the confectionery store. So I went on down there, and I got down there, and I realized I didn't have anything to put them in except my old hat. So I put them biscuits in there, and I poured that molasses in, and I slipped it up on top of my head, and I went working my way down the street, and pretty soon I felt something come crawling down the side of my face. Well, I taked it in, and it was good. It was molasses. But then again, I felt something come crawling down the other side of my face, but I didn't take it in because, well, it was a fly. Oh, looks like the ladle and time to rock the cradle, and it's farewell, my Susie gal, goodbye, my honey. Sitting in the corner, and I guess I'm a goner. It's farewell, my Susie gal, I'm gone. Well, you know, when I was on my way back home, I come up across that bulldog. Well, me and that bulldog, we never did get along too well, and well, he started to take out after me, and we went down the road nippity-took. Now, some of y'all city folks may not know what I mean by nippity-took, but that means he nipped and took the whole seat out of my brand new pants. Well, loose the lick the ladle and dine rock the cradle, and it's farewell, my Susie gal, goodbye, my honey. Sitting in the corner, and I guess I'm a goner. It's farewell, my Susie gal, I'm gone. Well, I tell you what, I come up, that bulldog was hot on my trail, and I come up across this here mud puddle. And well, in Arkansas, mud puddles pretty big and pretty deep. But I tell you what, I'd heard tell that you could do anything if you had your confidence with you, and well, I looked back over my shoulder and I saw that bulldog a-coming. And well, I figured that was confidence enough. So I took me a run and leap, and I jumped, and I landed smack dab in the middle of that there mud puddle. Went plumb up to my ankles. Now, of course, you may not think that's very deep, but then again, you don't know which end I landed on. Well, looks like the ladle and a dine and rock the cradle, and it's farewell, my Susie gal, goodbye, my honey. I'm sitting in a corner, and I guess I'm a goner. It's farewell, my Susie gal, I'm gone. Well, me and my wife, we've been living in this town for a little while, and she opened up the beauty shop, and I opened up the barber shop, and We were doing pretty well, but I didn't think quite well enough, so I opened up the jail. I opened up the First National Bank with a crowbar. Well, they opened up the jailhouse door for me, and well, I wasn't in there for just 3 days until I broke out with the 7-year itch. Oh, a Lucy licked the ladle and a Dinah rocked the cradle, and it's farewell, my Susie gal, goodbye, my honey. I'm sitting in the corner, and I guess I'm a goner. It's farewell, my Susie gal, I'm on. Well, me and my mother-in-law, she must love me better than the rest of my brother-in-laws, because, well, when she died, she left me a house and a lot. It was a dog house and a lot of pups. Oh, Lucy licked the ladle and a Dinah rocked the cradle, and it's farewell, my Susie gal, goodbye, my honey. I'm sitting in the corner, and I guess I'm a goner. It's farewell, my Susie gal, I'm gone. Yeah, farewell, my Susie gal, I'm gone. Speaking of being gone, hey friends, I hate to leave you, but I really must go. Goodbye, my friends, goodbye. Well, this here's Shenandoah Briscoe saying, hello and how are you? You know, God loves you and so do I. So, be blessed in Jesus' name. Come back and see me tomorrow. I'll be here. I hope you are too.